27.
Recording.
Okay, oh, yeah.
Bruh.
I thought I at least had 30.
78 max. Yeah.
Bruh. Yep.
Yeah,
What is
78
your,
max too.
what is your Cthulhu
Yeah.
Mythos?
21.
21? Jeez.
Don't you dare pass that, bitch. Damn it. Oh, yes! Barely!
Oh,
Yes!
God damn.
Yes, 2d10.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. Yep. There you go.
Yes! Yes! From 44 to 55.
All right.
Well,
Oh, oof. Yeah.
Hey, you also went to 55.
It's a good place to be.
what are the odds of that?
Robert. What happened last time?
See a chance? All right. Let's see. Not not much, but a lot of big things. So we started off in the hospital, and Yang is has a mysterious man come to greet him. Um, presumably some like I don't remember the exact details of who he was, but some kind of a mystical being, because time like froze around him, and this like charred looking man was sitting next to him, and uh God, what I'm trying to remember exactly what he like told him. Something about his destiny and pursuing it forward. Uh, then we got the translated book back and learned that that guy went absolutely well. He either went
Everywhere.
insane or he blew up into a pile of dust. Presumably blew up into a pile of dust. We booked tickets to go to London, and we board the Armas Mortana.
The UMS Mauritania, yeah. Or HMS. HMS.
Yes.
Oh, RMS. It is RMS, isn't it?
Armas Mortania is what I have listed.
Yeah. Yeah, RMS. Yeah.
And then we're out at sea for a while. We have daily or activities we do with the whole schedule every day. Some of the highlights. Thea had a break of insanity and stole a shit ton of stuff and the captain's hat.
Mm-hmm.
We all did a lot of reading. Some of us got better off than others. And we do spot a young man with a clay pennant, and I don't know exactly what the symbol is, but I do recognize it from one of the books we read.
Yeah.
Weren't able to successfully get it. However, we do spy on a conversation he was having with some doctor, and it seems like they are on some kind of quest to stop a greater scheme going on at some auction going on in Vienna.
Yes.
And
Which, oh, sorry, go ahead.
the kid's name is Block?
Yeah.
I have that as yeah.
Yeah, his name is Block. And that's one of the things I said was on my housekeeping list. A quick correction. He muttered the Habsburgs. He really should have muttered the House of Augsburg, which to the man on the other side of the door that you couldn't see, like you just kind of saw this one side of the conversation. The House of Augsburg, the Habsburgs, just different Austrian family, same era. Although do you guys want to give me a no? Either no, which is just an education roll, or because it's like current knowledge, or you could give me a history check. Either one of those was fine. Is history? History's a skill, right?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, education or history. Yeah. Oh, your
Gonna say,
history's
There it
60.
is.
is there a no
Yeah.
check?
Yeah, no is just education. It's just a straight up
Okay.
education roll. Yeah.
Education or history?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
One of
I
the
have a
things I'm
6
good
in
at.
history. I have a 60 in education.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Got it.
So we're kind of combining your knowledge. Um, Robert knows the name Habsburgs because if you're like, did he say Habsburgs? Did he say House of Augsburg? And so, well, he might have said both, but most likely, if he's talking about going to an auction, which is odds like he probably said the House of Augsburg, because the House of Augsburg is one of the oldest and most respected auction companies in Austria. It's been operating in operation since, well, so I guess oldest and most respected. Well, I guess it's the 1920s, so it's been in operation since 1847. So at this point, it's only what 60, 70 years old. So 80, almost 80 years old, and Robert knows that the Habsburgs, or the Habsburgs with a B, Habsburgs, were a powerful dynasty of rulers who controlled vast portions of Europe at various times throughout the Middle Ages and into the early modern period, actually until pretty recently for you guys, into the in recent history for the investigators, they ruled over Austria until about 1918, and just in very very recent history, in 1919, the new Austrian government subsequently passed a law and banishing the Habsburgs from Austrian territory, and so they renounced all intention of regaining the throne and accepted the status of private citizens. So there actually might be, it's possible he said both because the Habsburgs being this huge dynasty that controlled vast swaths, in like medieval lineages being what they were, potentially the House of Augsburg might have relics from the Habsburgs, but it sounds like he said the House of Augsburg is what you're guessing at because he's talking about auctions. But who knows? Maybe there are things from the Habsburgs there. All this because I made a mistake. But yeah, that's your collective knowledge. He most likely said the House of Augsburg, though, because he was talking about an auction. But it is something to do with this, like, he said something about, I don't know. Do you guys remember what he said to the doctor or to the professor? What he kind of muttered to him?
Not directly off the top of my head.
Okay.
I never made it that far.
I believe it was something along the lines of the like they were seeking something and they
Mm-hmm.
believe that this auction is selling off that thing, or it's presumed that this auction currently holds the artifact item or whatever they're looking for, and they're likely going to be auctioning it off.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah. Then some other quick housekeeping things I had, which we end up going over again either later today or next week with everybody. Learning spells, parentheses, a little more detail. Yeah, only requires technically an initial reading of a tome. I'm supposed to give you the name and then 1 to 2 sentences of a 1 to 2 sentence idea of what the spell does, but not necessarily like specific, but just kind of like a general idea along with your interpretation of like the name. Just as with reading a Mythos book, learning a spell may take up to maybe taken up, put aside, and then taken up again as convenient. Usually a roll is called for at this stage. However, I may choose to grant an automatic success depending on the scenario and the situation. If success is not automatic, the player should attempt a hard intelligence check to learn the spell. I will likely call for an int roll, and this is my own input. I will likely call for an int roll if you're attempting to learn a spell during a scenario and not in between chapters. So if like you're taking that time, kind of like in New York, I think all three of you were reading books
Hmm.
Yes.
in between. So it's like if you're working on learning a spell during a chapter, that's probably when I'll call for a check, because it's like you got other stuff you're working on, and you're trying to learn the spell. Yeah, probably call for a check, so to see if you can, like, under the pressure of everything else going on, you also like get your wrap your mind around this spell, because it's a little more intense. In those instances, you can ask to push that roll, of course, but you must justify doing so. As with all push rolls, you might lock yourselves away in isolation until the spell is mastered. Maybe that's overnight. Maybe that's like over the next day. Who knows? And then the other thing is casting the spell for the first time. You have to make a casting roll, which is required when you attempt to learn cast a newly learned spell for the first time. Once a spell has been successfully cast, even if a push roll is required to do so, subsequent uses do not require a casting roll. This is a little different for Robert the first time he cast the Consume Likeness spell, because how he learned it was a little different. And sometimes learning spells from things like that have their own rules. But basically, a hard power roll is required to successfully cast a spell for the first time. If the casting roll is successful, you refer to the spell description and the outcome. And then if the casting roll has failed, the casting roll has failed. Following a failed casting roll, the character has a choice whether to make a second attempt to cast the spell, paying the costs of the spell itself, like the power, sanity, magic point costs, a second time, either immediately or at any time in the future. And in doing so, that's considered a pushed roll. If the pushed casting roll is successful, the spell works normally without negative consequences. If the pushed casting roll has failed, the spell still works normally, but dire consequences ensue for the caster. Ultimately, a spell can always be cast. The casting roll gauges the harm the caster suffers in the process rather than success or failure of the spell. The only alternative to this, other than giving up on the spell, is to go back to the source and learn the spell again from scratch, usually requiring another 2d6 weeks and a hard intellect roll or intelligence roll. After relearning the spell, another initial casting roll may be made. This is a much more cautious approach than pushing the casting roll. This is one of the reasons why wizards seek to extend their lives. Miscasting the greater spells can be a fast route to the grave. That's a direct quote from the book. So basically, like, if you learn a spell, you attempt to cast it, you fail, you're like, well, I don't want to try this again and have it be considered a push roll and fail it. I'm just going to take the time to learn this spell a second time. Then if you try to cast it again, that's not considered a push roll. That's just considered a new first attempt at casting the spell. Then you could push it if you failed it again, if you wanted to. That kind of makes sense?
Yeah, so it's kind of like if you fail to cast it the first time, you learned it wrong.
So you still know, you still potentially, I guess potentially, you might have just done the, like, the ritual wrong. You can try to do it again, which is the pushed roll, and then you either get it right, and so maybe potentially you learned it right. You're like, oh no, I said this word wrong, because it's like I couldn't get my mouth around this, like, particular word, or like I didn't inscribe these runes correctly, or whatever. Or if you failed that second casting roll, maybe you did learn it wrong, because then if you fail that second roll, then yeah, you got to go back to the drawing board. Hmm. Actually, no. I think if you fail the push to roll, the spell still works normally. You do learn it, but there's also just bad things that happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, I got that wrong. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, no matter what you learned it, it's just it depends on if there's some bad shit that happens or not.
Yeah. But especially Robert would know that the kind of bad shit that can happen when you're like, if you like miscast a spell, depending on the type of spell you're casting, could be catastrophic.
Like, are we talking perfectly sane person goes to absolute insanity type shit? Like, you suddenly blow up into like a small detonation.
I mean, in theory, gosh, I'm trying to figure out how to like.
With the 21, what would I know?
Do you want to give me? When you want to give me another? Want to give me a Cthulhu Mythos check?
Sure.
Come on, Mr. Cthulhu Mythos guy.
I got a 20% chance.
Yeah,
Oh,
this was most of your
Dave's
luck.
got
Spent
27.
46 luck. Yeah.
Do you
So
care
like,
if I give one?
what's that? Yeah, you want to roll one?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Got a
go for it.
15% chance.
Yeah. Oh, you're a lot closer.
I'm a
20
whole lot
luck?
closer.
Yeah.
Do I do
but
it?
no.
No.
So it's your call.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, you would guess that, like, most likely, no. Most likely, if you're casting a spell and you miscast it, you're not going to, like, go insane or blow yourself up. But also, when you're dealing with the mythos, anything's possible.
Yeah.
It's like wild magic on Eldritch Crack.
Which is a horrifying prospect.
Yeah.
That is a very horrifying prospect. What is Eldritch Crack?
That's a good question. That's another Cthulhu Mythos roll.
Is that what
and
Krishna's
yes, it does exist.
Is that what Krishna's in search of?
Probably. At this point, he
Furthermore,
must
Search
have
for that
found it.
Cthulhu crack.
Yeah. Mm.
I do not want
And
to see
then-
the guy
Cthulhu.
smoking that.
Yeah. And then the last one, the last thing on my housekeeping list, I didn't finish writing this because I couldn't figure out how to like word it. And I'll probably wait until I'll definitely wait till everyone's here before I actually do it or not. But maybe I'll get your guys' opinion. Basically pulling the lever that I said I wasn't going to do or was never going to do, and going with like pulp HP recovery of +2 HP instead of +1 per day, which God, just like hurts me to think about doing. But like my thought, these are like my shower thoughts, is I called out how much I appreciate you guys like taking risks, putting yourselves in originally I wrote putting yourselves in compromising positions, but
Hey, sir.
not what I meant. Putting yourself in like risky positions, and like taking risks, right? But I feel like me eating like chunks of your health, sort of is sort of like counter productive to that. Like, so I don't know.
Not want to take risks at times.
Yeah. And so I don't know. It's this like battle between. Like I want to encourage you guys to keep doing that. I also want to like maintain a tone, but like I don't know. I feel like we're not having issues with the tone of the game being an issue. Yeah, so I don't know. What's your guys? What are your thoughts?
Constantly worrying about going into like a fight and legitimately worrying that I'm gonna die. Like the fight on the boat was still terrifying. Like it knowing what I know now, if I had gone back and done that, I would have stayed inside the cabin. Because I would be like, I don't want that thing to just decide to eat me. And then, like in the underground area, I would not have run into that room at all. I would have stayed at the door. Like that was a risk that I took, and then it was like, oh, that was the wrong decision. And then like it was such a wrong decision that nobody backed me up with it. Like everybody just stayed in that room and essentially funneled everything in one at a time while I was out there, and all the cops were out there dying.
We're like, well, we hope you hold out long enough.
Yeah, it was literally like a good luck.
Nobody else came in.
Nice try, good luck.
Yeah,
type thing. So
I So I feel like the thing that makes Cthulhu combat so dangerous is the fact that even the most average Joe on the street, if you just had a unlucky like moment and he like ran up on you with a knife, could just kill you. You know, like even like the eldritch creatures that we fight are already terrifying enough, but even the average person could just get lucky and kill you on the spot. Um, with the weirdly enough, with like our HP regenerating so slow, it's kind of like an interesting balance of I just never want to get hit anyways. So like having 6 HP, having 20 HP, the only difference in my decisions are how um, bold I'm willing to be. Like if I had full HP, I'm willing to run up to someone to punch them. If I have 6 HP, I'm probably gonna wait for someone else to run up before I run up. You know?
Yeah.
Um, I don't necessarily think that doubling HP regen would change that mindset of mine. I feel like the only difference is it would just speed up the process it would speed up how quickly I am emboldened to take more risk.
Yeah.
So I think that HP regen or doubling the regen probably wouldn't change how like at least I would go about playing the game. It would just change whether I'm willing to take risks or not. That being said, like I would take more risks having more HP regen, mentally knowing that I could, I would have less time to worry about it. Because,
Yeah.
that would change it from if I go down, I have to regenerate. I have to take a month to recover versus taking
First
a
couple
week and a
weeks.
half, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Um. Yeah. Okay. And I think what I think we might end up doing, depending on how you guys feel about it, is maybe trying. Well, everyone be at full health at landing, just kind of like hand wave.
mhm.
Everyone's full health. Yang's still got his like injuries because those don't just like go away. Um, and there'll be some kind of like working around that, and like it's not necessarily that you guys are just like when you're at full health you're like fully fine, but you have full HP, thinking about things in a more broad term about like how much damage you can stomach versus like how well off you are. But maybe we'll end up trialing the 2 HP for England and seeing how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see next session once everyone's here. We'll check in with
Oh,
everyone. But cool. But thanks for your
I
opinion.
think I know what it feels like for me.
Hmm.
It feels like the same feeling in D&D whenever you're playing like level 6 and up, where you go down and there's no point for me to pump someone like with 30 HP because they're likely just going to go right back down. So I just like feed them a little nugget of HP so that they're conscious again. That's kind of how I feel with this game, where it's like having high HP, especially in the rough of things, doesn't matter a lot because if you get hit, you're likely just dropping anyways, with a little
Yeah.
bit more asterisks.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. I appreciate your thoughts. Yeah. I'll you know, it just hurts my soul. I don't know why. I don't know why. For whatever reason, that just like that just became my like my boomer millennial stance, like my boomer stance. When I was like looking at rules, I was just like, no, I don't like that one. And like Pope rules, and But like the more I think about it, the more like probably makes sense. But yeah, I feel like it does. So I feel like in the end we'll probably end up using that. But yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Then we pick up on the boat. What are you guys doing? Thea comes back. She's debriefed you guys on what this kid is doing. Probably the next morning after the brunch. So this is your last full day. You guys should be arriving in the morning tomorrow. We'll say it's day 7, late morning.
So we know that kid's on the boat and the guy is on the boat as well.
I think we're also on a boat.
Mayhaps.
I think everybody that we met in the last week is on a boat.
I'll get back with you on to confirming that. Honestly, there's like a part of me that wants to go back to that same door where that professor was and see if I can just spark a conversation. And just be like, hey man.
Professor?
Yeah, it's like just tell him what we've been doing and be like, is this like are you on this mission too?
Yeah. You go to the. Give me a luck roll.
Sure.
Come on, Bobbert.
Oh, so close.
Oh.
Yeah. You knock on the door and there's no answer. The professor. It doesn't seem like the professor's there.
Well, go ahead and look for him. No, I think it's gonna be a private conversation.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back
Oh.
at night.
Skulk around the. Oh, okay. Yeah. Come back in the evening after dinner.
Yeah, because that's not a conversation you have in public.
Yeah. Okay. How about you, Shazad? Are you doing anything?
I was just thinking, I do have 2 other books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can start one.
Yeah, I could start one. But I don't know. Do I want Masters of Corruption or The Key of Solomon?
Oh yeah, those. Yeah, you could definitely like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that these ones are from my backstory.
Mm-hmm. Well, Masters of Corruption is from was from research you did in New York.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Well, then I would like to start on that one.
yeah, that's short. You can do that in an afternoon, maybe a day, maybe today. You could read that.
I was gonna say I literally just clicked on it to do the edit and do the initial reading. Initial reading is already checked because my Cthulhu mythos is higher than that.
Yeah, no, there's
So
no. Yeah, it's got no mythos or
there's
anything.
yeah, there's nothing to
No, it
get
just
from
yeah. It just gives you information about the Masters family, which I don't know. Do you know who that would be talking about? Pop quiz.
Hypatia Masters.
5 points to House Ganyev.
All right, I'll take 5 luck points for that.
Yeah. If only. If only. But yeah. But yeah, it's the content section. You can see the content, right?
Yeah, I can see the content. It
Actually,
instantly
yeah.
gave it to me.
Oh, it says Hypatia. It does Hypatia.
Oh no, I didn't even
At the
look at
bottom.
that.
Oh, okay.
No, that
Oh, okay, cool.
you genuinely caught me in a pop quiz moment, and I just went blank
Nice.
and just said the first thing that popped into mind, which was Hypatia.
Hey, there you go. You got it. That's perfect. But yeah, it just gives you information about about Hypatia Masters, particularly her grandfather and their armament fortune. Yeah, and yeah, the Key of Solomon. Do you speak Latin? Do you have Latin?
Me? No.
Okay, yeah. So that one's in Latin. You would need Latin to read the Key of Solomon.
Okay.
Oh.
Darn.
Yeah, because that book is from the 14th century.
Composed of 2 books.
Mm-hmm. Um, yeah.
What?
See?
I've just been carrying around 2 books with me this entire time.
Yeah, I didn't even know it.
Didn't even know it.
Christ, life as a god has no spells. I feel like if I'm reading a book, that feels very spelly.
It does. It's yeah, right. It's interesting because it's a more recent book, but no spells, no spells in life as a god,
Yeah.
no spells. It's pretty basic book.
Yeah,
Um,
because I don't think create Simba, Kiba, Kimba,
yeah,
Kimba,
Simba.
Simba. Okay,
Yeah,
I was
I've
right.
been
Yeah,
saying
I
Simba.
don't think I want to try to learn that on a boat.
Why not?
Didn't I think Thea did?
No, I don't think she ended up deciding to learn that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Imagine explaining that. Yeah, this is
Um.
by a dog.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Bark. Ugh.
Speak. Help
Ugh.
me.
um. Yeah. And cool. Well, we'll cut to the evening then, as Rob or Shazad's been reading Life is no the Masters of Corruption, which God, it's a great name for a book, but yeah, it's sort of a underwhelming
It's very,
conclusion.
very
It's just
underwhelming.
like a hack or a slash piece, right? Like
Hmm.
the book itself. But yeah, and yeah, you go back to the professor's room at night, maybe like after dinner and the farewell ball, and well, you guys don't attend the farewell ball, but you know, they go to dinner and then come back and uh, knock on his door, and sure enough, let's see, here we are, Professor. Well, you don't know his name, but this man answers. It'll say his name, but yes,
Professor.
he's got a big old goatee, round glasses, and he's yes. Can I help you?
Is there anyone else in the hallway with us?
No, it's pretty empty right now. Maybe some people like way down going to their rooms, but right now it looks pretty empty. A lot of people still like at the farewell ball.
Um, Hi, sir. I wanted to ask you a quick question because
Hmm.
well, me and my team are on a bit of a quest, and you seem to be acquainted with someone who caught my eye on the ship.
No, and who would
Uh,
that be? He kind of
uh,
takes a small step backwards.
it was a younger man. Um,
Hmm.
he was reading a book in the library, um, and he had a pennant on. Had an interesting symbol. Are you familiar with who some clay's symbol?
He's just staring at you. Why do
Okay,
you
well,
ask?
me and my compatriots, we were in New York recently, meeting a friend of ours. Are you familiar with the name Jackson Elias, perchance?
Hmm. Yes, I think I've read one or two of his books. Uh, one on some sort of thuggy cult in India. There's, and some sort of cannibalistic.
Cult of the Bloody
Some,
Tongue?
no, no, nothing with the name, but there's another one in Peru, I believe. Something more recent. one of his more recent works. We had a couple copies at Miskatonic.
Yes. Well, he was unfortunately killed in his endeavors to study something. Um, Something that involved the end of the world or something greater than, as he was saying. Um, and we've been following his trail, trying to figure out what he discovered. And we're always looking for more people who know things or may be able to help, and maybe we can help them.
I'm taking a step back, please.
I do so.
And he kind of steps forward and like leans out of the door and like looks to the left and to the right and please come in. And gestures for you to enter. These guys like he has had his hand like in his suit jacket pocket this whole time, and he kind of takes it out, but he says, "Please come in."
Yeah, I enter.
And yeah, he's got like a small. So I can go to like a right page on the map. He's got like a small suite. There's a little seating room, or little seat, not a room itself, but
Yeah.
he has gestures for you to have a seat, and he can I get you a drink?
Uh, sure. I'd love one.
Well, I am. Tell me, what is it your this quest that you're on?
Well, it's still a little hazy to us, but
Oops, sorry. Sent you guys to the wrong deck. No, you're still on the right deck.
um, it's still a bit hazy for us. But we've made some discoveries about some some grand plan surrounding a group of cults. Something that will allegedly bring about the end of the world. The main cult that we've run into so far is called the cult of the Bloody Tongue. Um, and we had witnessed a few very strange anomalies. One of which being this mass of faces, this like horrid creature. Um, Another is some kind of high priestess who was casting spells to heal children, or specifically a child. Um, my compatriots told me about during the recent eclipse, this giant serpent dragon creature was summoned. Um, and if what Jackson had told, or Jackson's evidence has led us to believe, all of these terrifying phenomena are only the beginning. Uh, we're currently headed to London because Jackson had stopped there at some point to investigate, well, something. I know this is a lot to throw out, but it's a little, it's difficult trying to figure out what someone else has been researching for years.
He's got like, a little whiskey glass in his hand, and he's kind of just like looking at it and spinning it or swirling it and just listening. And your hope is to stop these cultists, or
So,
their
well, I
plans?
mean, yeah, the hope is first figure out what the hell's going on with these cults and what are they bringing about, and then hopefully putting a end to whatever monstrous plans they're going about.
He takes a sip and kind of stares at you for a while, and maybe taking the measure of you. And as I can't say I've ever heard of the bloody tongue, if that's what it was you said, or in Mr. Elias's books, I've got no familiarity beyond that on what he wrote, but um, I teach, or I suppose I taught medieval metaphysics at Miskatonic University, and um, uh, two of my students and I dare say we stumbled across something quite similar to what you're speaking of. And yes, we're on a funny. You put it a quest like King Arthur and his round table. Um, I suppose we're on a quest of our own. Uh, we
Hmm.
learned of a, and he's kind of staring at the like cabinet or something, the little like dresser drawer that's there now, just kind of like it's like a little 1,000-yard stare. And he's like, we learned of this cabal of sorcerers, or wizards. I don't know. Um, I suppose the metaphysics that I instructed my students, I thought it was medieval hokum. Uh, these gentlemen, and perhaps even women, they have found a way to make it reality, and I fear they intend to bring about well, much destruction. That is why me and Block and Thorpe, or Block, Thorpe, and I, we sail for Europe.
Well, it sounds like that may be adjacent, or maybe the very thing that Jackson was investigating in London. Um,
Perhaps nothing. There may be a nothing we have found led us to think that well, this group, these sorcerers, they call themselves the Hermetic Order of the Silver Twilight. As far as we're aware, they they don't congregate in London, but we're hoping to spend some time in uh, the library there, do some research before heading off to Austria. There's an auction that will be held, and some particularly unique items are up for sale that will, we believe will aid us in our undertaking. And perhaps if you have the means, well, and he kind of like goes inside his jacket pocket and like hands you a little fold. It's like a little pamphlet of this auction house and some of the items that will be up for sale. Perhaps these items, some of them you will find useful as well. Though some of those books, I hope you understand, are spoken for, one way or the other. My students and I intend to leave that house with them.
Well, I do not intend on contesting. Or rather, I hope that we can collaborate in the sense, and maybe work together, sharing knowledge and information, assisting each other on our endeavors. Since whilst your goals may be very specific, they seem to align with what me and my team wish to investigate and potentially put an end to if it's dangerous.
As I said, I don't know anything about this bloody tongue, but the Hermetic Order, they are not to be trifled with. They have already uncovered, through their foul magics, ways to gain immortality. They have been alive for longer than I care to think, and it makes them extremely dangerous. I hope you do not come across them.
Well, that's certainly good information to know. Well, me and my team have been uh, so unlucky to run into forces of similar calibers. But, we are here and alive, so we must be doing something right.
Mm.
Um,
Indeed.
but, yes, why don't we will go about what we need to, and you go about what you need to, and hopefully I will be able to see you at this auction. And knowing that y'all seek certain books, hopefully we can also help you acquire those books, and through our shared effort, be able to collect everything.
Yes, I'll be. Wait, give me a charm, persuade. Yeah, persuade. You've been talking for a while, so charm or persuade check.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at persuading. Push it if I
Nice.
have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hard success. He like um kind of like looks at his glass. It's almost empty. He kind of downs it and goes, "I'll be staying with my cousin." Uh, he goes over to the desk and grabs a pen, piece of paper, and writes out an address. We'll be staying there for a few weeks while we're in London. Um, he has that like moment's thought where he's like, I shouldn't be doing this, but he's like, I guess well, call on us if you need it. He hands you the address and the name of his cousin. Augustus Fuda.
Augustus. Augustus. No. Oh, that's not how you spell that.
Augustus.
Well,
Augustus.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure where we will be staying ourselves, but as soon as we get to the place we will be for the next couple weeks or months, I will send out a letter, and I also extend the same helping hand if you need any help, particularly of the dangerous matter of infiltrating places or going in very dangerous locations. Please do let us know. We are quite experienced in that at this point.
He begins to light up a little rolled cigarette and offers you one, but and chuckles. It's like, hopefully, as I said, our work in London is merely research. Hopefully, we have no need, but yes, you never know. I didn't get your name,
Robert Marsh.
Robert. I'm Felix. Felix Huda.
Is it PH?
F.
Felix. And
Felix Huda.
I get up
For the
to
boys.
begin turn to the door, and I'll tell him well, I thank you for this conversation. And I will warn you, as me and my team have discovered, when you're working in this world, and particularly of this dangerous matter, research oftentimes will lead to much greater conflict than you could imagine. So please just be careful and watch your back.
He goes, yes, I'm very prepared. And he goes into his jacket pocket and pulls out his hand, and he's got a little derringer. Because I'm very well protected. And puts it back in his pocket. A little two shooter 22.
I think in my head, this man will die if anyone finds him. Then I bid you farewell, and I hope to see you once we land in London.
And you.
And I head back to the cabin with everyone else.
All right. Yeah. You debrief with the old Shazad. Shazadi.
After dinner, I return to the room. Addressing everyone, but current member. So I got some good news, everyone.
Good news, everyone.
As I'm sure you recall, there was a young man with some pendant on him that I recognized from our readings, and after following him back, we discovered the another one of his compatriots. I went to that person and sat down and had a pretty good conversation. Whilst I didn't get any hard details specifically about what they know, I do know that they are investigating and doing research on a group called the Herminic Order of the Silver Twilight. as he phrased it, a cabal of immortal sorcerers or something. Um, and they seem to be coming to London to stay with the professor's cousin for a little while, do some research, and then they're going to head out to Austria for an auction that holds a lot of very valuable books. Those, and I pull out the pamphlet as I say that. It's probably something pretty good for us to look into. And he also gave me the address he'll be staying at while he's in London. I think he might be a pretty good contact to go to and potentially see what research he's done in the area, figure out some more details of the cults and maybe what exactly Jackson was looking into here.
Hmm.
And he also did offer his assistance to us if we ever needed it, but well, judging by the fact that that professor said he was well protected and pulled out a two-shot 22, I don't think he quite understands what he's potentially dealing with.
Not with that description.
Yeah. He also has two college students with him. It's unfortunate that he dragged them along because I don't expect them to last very long in this sort of uh, path. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's good that we made that connection and we at least
Sounds
have
like
a lead.
yep, we got a lead tugging us in another direction.
And yeah, I mean,
I will have a handout of the catalog for you next time.
cool.
Hopefully.
Also above table because it's been a little while.
Mhm.
What Jackson came here to investigate some things. I the details of exactly what he was investigating are fuzzy to me
Yeah, it's a good question.
That is a very good question.
because I I'm trying to remember if we really got any information about what he was doing here.
Yep.
Let me go back. I'm gonna look back at some of those pamphlets, see if any
Yeah.
of them.
So yeah, that's I mean, pretty much that's because that's your next step, right? You've kind of you've sort of figured out the thing with the college kid. Now tomorrow you disembark in Southampton, so then you catch a train to London, and you need to figure out what you're going to do in London. So yeah, what are your guys? What are your what leads and links and like connections, handouts, things? Not just handouts, but like clues from people and handouts. But like, yeah, what are your connections to London? What are your notes from London or to London? Yeah, because yeah, it's the two of you running the show now. It's the Shazad and Robert show.
I know that's the problem. The
Yeah,
Penhew Foundation. We do
Mm-hmm.
have to go look at them.
Yeah.
Figure out what Arthur Penhew was doing on the Carlisle expedition, and like more info about that.
was there one of the import like information we found, wasn't one of them going from Kenya to London or West Africa?
There was one where that was the Erica
I can't,
leaving, or was it Erica
I,
leaving
c-
and
I
going
couldn't remember
to
exactly.
Western, or it could be the Carlisle expedition leaving and heading to Western. I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, there was a lot. There's a lot that's happened since.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. There is.
Go through
There
my
is.
notes to see exactly.
It's yeah. Oh,
I don't believe there are any
there.
books necessarily. Um, any books that were in London that were mentioned. I don't think any of that. The Penhew Foundation. That's New York.
At one point,
We never.
the Carlisle expedition was in Egypt and headed to East Africa for a well-deserved rest, or well-earned
Mhm.
rest.
Yeah.
We never really did get exact details on the um, judge my vow with the Sphinx.
Here, I'll go to your landing page. Nope. Yeah, at the very top left on the landing page. Now there's a corrected one. There's a more clear one.
Sphinx of Black Quartz, judge my vow. We have the direction.
There's just an there's a dot missing on the I, but there you can tell there's an I there, right? And then the next there's enough squiggles that should be S. That should be fully
Yeah.
Sphinx SPHINXFBLCKQARTZJDGEMYVOW.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
Well,
didn't even
okay. I
switch pages. Dang it.
A question to ask though, because I think this matters. Is it in this day and like in this time period? Is it common for people who are crossing the Atlantic Ocean to take a boat from like wherever they want to be in to like a major port in Europe and then go to another continent, or would they just go straight to the continent they plan to go to?
Yeah, it depends where you're going, but most likely you would, if you were taking a ship from like New York to like France or Germany, the ship is probably going to stop. Most likely, it would stop. It would make a brief stop in the UK, or definitely if you're well, yeah, it depends. But a lot of people are probably going to stop. Like it's going to make some stops. It's going to have some like layovers. Yeah, to like
Hmm.
reprovision, especially if it's like a nicer liner, um, because they want like the fresh food and things like that. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, well,
just
in reference to like kind of what was your thinking?
just the sense of like there's more reasons for why he specifically stopped in London, but
Yeah, he
just
spent
in,
time there. Yeah.
yeah, just in case like as we're looking through the journey, if like we see someone doing a long distance travel, they stopped at like a very specific place, and whether that's just a oh that's just happens to be a major port, or if it
Hmm.
actually is like there's something important there. But like
Gotcha.
yeah, he like I said, he specifically spent time in London, so it's not like this is he just stopped because that's like the major port.
Yeah.
So we have the Carlo expedition. We have, Jackson spending time there. We have the Penhew Foundation. Trying to think if there's any other major things. And of course, I mean, this whole sorcery thing, I'm nothing against the professor, but I am absolutely sure that Jackson probably knew about it and knew more details than what they had uncovered.
Very well possible.
I don't. Did we ever find a link between the Bloody Tongue cult and London? I don't think we did. I don't think we drew any connections between the two.
I will.
Directly? I don't think.
Outside of just the cult has been around the world. Like I don't think we've drawn any like specific connections.
Correct.
And it's also highly possible that there are multiple cults involved in this because whatever's going on in the grand scheme of the world.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't checked in a while. Is there anything written on the bottom of the Sphinx?
I wouldn't know. That was Yang's.
Yeah, it's Yang's.
He's he's been keeping an eye on it. What are the odds that he would show up soon?
That's a good question.
He's been not feeling good now in his punk, so
You just keep hearing. And Vernon, your steward keeps. Are you sure he's okay? There's nothing I can get him.
He's okay.
Well, if anything changes, you just let me know.
That's why we got his other character on board. He roleplay therapy to himself.
Yeah. So it was really just so he could take care of it himself.